Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever, whenever that you may be tuning in. This is Yonks, and this is our AI for Real Estate by WeOwn.Academy pre-launch working group. And this is now our 33rd conversation that we're having, building towards our launch. And we're now 2 days away. We're planning to kick off our first conversation. Well, and we're actually doing a podcast and live stream, and this is something that we'll work on. We can take that offline, Tyler, and get some agenda in there as far as some questions that we would like to ask. And that's something too. If you want to think about that here, I am Lotus. We'll circle back to that before we bring today's working group to a close. And let me actually find that real quick. And on the screen here is our Google document and it's very subtab heavy. This is working group 33 here on June the 15th, and I'm going to throw in a link to this subtab for you all that might want to follow along on the live stream. And anybody that may be watching the live stream, feel free to chime in, say hello, let us know that you're hanging out with us or whatever. But anyway, here's the link to today's Google Docs subtab. And just scrolling through, we do use a template for this agenda. And in this template, we have our FELG culture. Always enjoy talking about that. Fun, earning, learning, and giving. And this is, I didn't spend any time to create some agenda or the timeline because we've pretty much already identified the things that need to happen to move this forward. So that being said, the thing that we were working on from our previous working group was the events for our upcoming webinar. And this is something that we're wanting to get scheduled so that we can work on getting people in here. And let me get logged in here for this real quick. And we're using WordPress on the back end with WooCommerce and planning to use Foo Events. Let me get the real quick here. The credentials, and I'm doing that off screen here. And just waiting for the WordPress dashboard to load up here. Okay, so here on the dashboard homepage, and we're going to go down here to Foo Events. And let me just click on this and see where this takes us. So it takes us to tickets, and I'm going to do a add new ticket. And let me see if I can get our calendar up here too. So this is the calendar for 3Win, and I'm going to change this to a 4-day view today. So 4-day view, we've got, we didn't do this webinar today, so let me delete this event, this event. So this is the thing that I was wanting to come back to as far as putting together some agenda. So I think that we should target the 3 p.m. and the 6 p.m. webinar tomorrow. Let me take a look at our calendar. You want to take a look at our calendar as well, Tyler, and see if this is agreeable?
I have something from 2 to 3, so I can be there. So we've got a 1 and then I've got a 2 to 3. So if we do 3, I'll probably be in the car the first part of it. and then you've got another meeting at 4. So it'll be pretty tight. I think we should just do 6. Let's skip 3. We don't need to do both.
Okay. Are you sure?
Well, it's up to you, but we haven't been promoting them at all, so
Well, yeah, but the this is something that the email could potentially go out tomorrow to get somebody to RSVP to it, and this would give them,
yeah, we can put
because we're
on. Yeah, it's fine. We put it on as a placeholder and see if anybody RSVPs to it.
and then that would also allow us. But yeah, so let's do the 3 and the 6, and we'll take a look here for doing one on Tuesday morning. We've got the here 12 to 1 for cohort number 1. I'm thinking if we could do an 11 Zoom on webinar. What do you think, Tyler, for Tuesday? Think that would work?
Oh, sorry, it's on mute. I thought we were actually starting Tuesday at 11.
Well, I've got it here on this calendar for noon, and this would give us one additional webinar opportunity to get, and we could potentially make it a 10:30 if you wanted to do a 10:30.
Well, we've got another thing at 10. Yeah, I mean that's fine. We can do what you want.
Well, you tell me, is the 11 good?
Well, if what time are we actually starting the class? Is it a 2-hour class the first day?
No, we're not doing any 2-hour classes or cohort sessions.
Okay, so
My
yeah,
my yeah, I'm liking this here for Tuesday. We've got another looking here at Wednesday, and this is where we're actually going to make it not a. Let me edit this. This is going to be a We Own AI Agency office hours. Office hours. We Own AI Agency. Just gonna put this in brackets. Save this in following events. Okay. And then taking a look, um, we can look at next week's schedule. And we can also evaluate and get some feedback as far as the most inclusive time, um, and adjust accordingly. So I like this. And let's take a look here too for the 3 o'clock webinar on Tuesday. I think that'll work as well. Let me just do this custom repeat every day. Done. Save. Let me change this to does not repeat. I think I deleted all the edit. Oh, that was weird. Just duplicate this, duplicate for the 17th. Save. Okay, 16. And is the 2 on Tuesday probably good? Or do you want to do a later one also? What
Do
do you
you have
think,
a
Tyler?
conflict on Tuesday? I mean, you tell me.
Um, at what time?
At 2.
No, I've got a webinar at 3 on
On
Monday and
Tuesday?
Tuesday. Yeah, 3 on Tuesday. I don't see anything on my calendar all week at 3.
Oh, at 3. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, so let me just delete this event and make this edit custom every day after 5. Done. Save. Okay. And should we try it a 9 p.m. on Tuesday? Because this will put us out of pre-launch. So this is like we may have another pre-launch working group tomorrow. Um, but this is about the end of this working group series for the pre-launch of AI for real estate. But anyway, going back to the question, should we try one at 9 and see how that works?
Yeah, we can try it.
Okay, so let me duplicate this till Tuesday, 9, save. Oh, here, edit. It's not repeat, save. Okay. Okay, so this, and looking forward, and let's take a look here at Wednesday. We've got an office hours from 12 to 1. Um, let's put a 10 a.m. webinar on Wednesday. Duplicate Wednesday, 10, and let's see what that looks like. And I'm going to double check my calendar for other conflicts because there might be some stuff that I don't have on here that I want to participate in. But we've got I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this. Have put the Wednesday on a daily repeat for through the end of the week. Every day after free save. So let's take a look at that, what that did. Okay, good. So that gives us on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We can evaluate if we have anybody register for this, then we can throw another 9 p.m. on the rest of the week. But otherwise, doing these and we can evaluate. Hopefully, this exercise will get our cohort sold out. But this will give us the events that we can create here on Foo Events. So let me change this to a week view now and go to next week. Okay, so does this look good from your end, Tyler?
Um, yeah, it's fine.
All right, I'm gonna get a screenshot of this. Okay, close this window. Okay, so add new ticket. Please select event. Where do we do an event? Let me try getting started. Full disclosure, never used Foo events before. So here, this is one of the things that's kind of clunky about some of these apps. When I click on Foo events, it should go to the getting started, and the getting started should be at the top of the list. The nitpick off. Okay, so Foo Events extends standard WooCommerce products and adds event and ticketing functionality. To create your first event, add a new product and complete the standard product fields and Foo Events option in the product. So anyway, I'm going to just click on this button, add an event. We'll see what happens. Add a new product name. So let's see. Webinar. AI for real estate. AI for real estate. And we'll put June 2025. I think we've got our product similar to that. And let me go here. I actually decently liked the verbiage that was on the Luma. Let me pull that open here. Luma calendars. WeOwn.Academy. Past webinar AI for real estate. See how this just copy and paste. Copy and paste. Here we go. Alberto de Pablo. Should we? Do you know an Alberto?
D- Um, not sounding familiar, but you know a lot more of these people than I do.
Um,
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, we I do know him. You know him too. He's that guy from Vegas from the AI call, the DIA call.
okay, so getting back to the copy and paste. Let's see how this looks. And sometimes I don't know if it does good with heading 1 versus heading 2, 3, and 4, but anyway. All right, so let's see. This creates the event, simple product, regular price, 0, sell price. This is virtual, 0. Product short description. I'll add that later. We will update this later. I'm going to check these brands over here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and publish this. One of the things that we should work on here in July is getting our Google Analytics set up. So anyway, so we created the event, the product, and now we're going back to Foo Events. So let's go to tickets. And this is something that I'm expecting that we can automate. And this is one of the things that I'm going to put forward as an opportunity with WeOwn Events. Let's see. Let me go back to getting started. Add an event. Takes me back to the product thing again. So let me go to all products and see if there's a quick edit that can do on this. I'm not sure if this is something that I created previously, product categories, webinar. Date. So it says to add a new product and complete the standard product fields and foo events option in the product data tab. So maybe we didn't scroll down to the section in here. Let's go ahead and edit this. Product data, product short description. Let's see. Are you seeing, is anybody else seeing where to do the foo events something? Oh, it's in another. Oh, event settings. Here we go. Is this product an event? Look, here's the checkbox. Uh, what is the booking option? Events that require customers to select from available date and time slots, bookings, and repeat events. Bookable.
It, wouldn't it be specific days? Because it's not
Just
book
yeah.
when you want, like a circus ticket or something like that that happens and you pick it. It's happening when it's happening.
Well, let me, it's not even let me change right now. So I don't know if this is like, let me update this here real quick. So I don't know if that.
I came in late. I'm assuming we're building like the product purchase page for the real estate.
Yeah, and this is that we actually built that the other day. Like if you go here, let me just navigate real quick in a incognito
We can.
window.
Oh, okay. Do it later if you like.
No, it's all right. So here on the homepage for www.WeOwn.Academy, you go to the join now, and we have a coupon code, but you click here on join now because this is obviously June is mostly over. So join now, and then it goes to the view cart. And then this is where we can add the coupon code June-REBOX, apply, and that takes off, I think, $300. So this would be 197, and then you can proceed to the checkout, or you can pay with those links, and then here's where you put in the stuff. So that we got that all working well on our last working group, and now we had thought about doing Luma event, but the challenge with that is that the associate, the team member, whomever, it makes it harder to create the affiliate component that we're wanting to be foundational. So now we're thinking about doing the and we're using foo events here in WordPress, and this is my first time. Okay, so as you can see, we have a lot more settings over here. So event settings, and I don't know if we have to change this to something that allows, because I'm not sure why that standards is this product an event. So it's not letting me change the these other event types aren't clickable. So anyway, let me put this one in here. Let me get back to that calendar. Many tabs open. Okay, so for tomorrow, this is the 3 o'clock one. So let's put that in here. 16th start time. I'm not sure what time zone this is. Time zone. Let's put York. EST States. Denver. Start time, end time. 30. Custom messages, thank you page text, event details tab text, attendee details. So let's update this. And let me edit the webinar. Uh, 16 June 2025 and the preview. I'll put 5p. Okay, so let's take a look at what we have here. So here's a related product. That's cool, like that. Need to get a thumbnail in here. Let me see if we have that in the library. So going back here, webinar, edit. Product gallery, product image, webinar. I need to just change this one to not have it be the date specific, I think, because that's going to be painful to maintain. So let me just do a new, open this image here real quick. Okay, so let's see. That looks pretty good there. Yeah. File, save as. Let's just make it webinar. Five. Okay, so we'll upload that. And set product image. Product gallery images. I don't think we need that. Update. And it seems like that the permalink went back to what it was before. Let me edit this again. Webinar. I feel that this is just once and done. This. I might not have saved it. Dates. Open this in a new tab. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to throw this in the link. You all should, it's going to be on this tomorrow. I'm going to go through this and see what this looks like from a workflow standpoint, but it's definitely a good start. The copy and paste looks okay. And it should be pretty easy to just duplicate this from the for the next one and just change the link. This is something that, like, I think that there's a strong opportunity. We own .events, and I think that this is parked on the bun. So this is another opportunity for us to create some workflow automation down the road. I'll bring this up on our dev call tomorrow, but one of the things that would love to talk about here, and let me actually get this Google Docs created for this conversation tomorrow with Christian, our first live stream and podcast. So that being said, what would you all like us to ask for the conversation? Let's see. So I'm going to open, here's this, share, copy link. And let me share this in here because this is our Google Sheet for our podcast, live stream podcast conversations. And this is something that I need to get a better job doing because I don't even have this one on here yet for tomorrow. This is 16th. It's 10 a.m. Conversational AI agents. That's probably what this was right here. Host is myself. Co-host is Jason Webb. Guest is Christian. More from createassistance.ai. Createassistance.ai. Here's his demo. I would encourage people here to go through the demo too. Let me throw this in the Zoom chat here. So Christian is the person that's going to be on. Let me go just to their homepage tab. Helping business owners scale effortlessly with AI-powered business automation. Demo our AI, which is the page that we were just on. Simplify and scale with AI-powered automation. How create assistance transforms your business. Okay, so anyway, let's get the Google Docs created for this here. Going back to this window here. New Google Docs, create and share. So this is the live stream podcast agenda. Live stream podcast. WeOwn.FM. Season 1. AI for real estate. And I'll put guest. AI expert. That's how we position them, Tyler, in the deck, right? As experts. Featured.
Yeah.
Featured AI expert. Christian Moore. This is too long. I'm going to do this 16th of June 2025. EDT. Okay. So let me get a share link here, and I'm going to add the link. I'll throw this Google Docs in here. This is something that we don't have too long because this conversation's happening tomorrow, but we've got one that we can work on improving between now and this is where we're wanting to create more feedback loops, but let me put in create assistance.ai. And here's the Google Docs. There. Okay. And I'll probably change that title a little bit, but did I throw that in the link for you all? I did. So do we want to put anything on this right now as far as some questions that we would like to ask? And just to put things into perspective, this is 2 guests that we're having on the topic. Conversational AI agents and CRM is a huge component of automating things, and we want to include like building out re.box, this we own AI agency. We could potentially have more than one conversational AI agent. I think it makes sense for us here while we're building our very first MVP with re.box to make a group decision on which one that we want to use. So that's kind of the thought process. And Tyler and I are having a conversation with somebody from connects.ai. Uh, and they've positioned themselves as the global leader in conversational AI. Whether that's accurate or not, who knows? Don't know anything about Connects, but the other one that is definitely confirmed is Joey Seaman from Nova Echo. He's the CEO and founder of Nova Echo, and that conversation is going to be co-hosted with Peter Chmiel, who I am associated with through Dia. But anyway, does anybody want to throw in some ideas as far as what we would like to go through, questions we would like to ask, the format for this podcast, et cetera, et cetera?
I think we should start with a solution of what they're offering to our cohort members, um, whether that's a product demo or some sort of a solution, and then walk through very specific examples of what and how it would work. And then if there's time at the end, maybe their backstory and some of the personal stuff that's interesting. That way people can listen. The most important thing is I want to show people how this tool will help them make more money or automate their life or make their business easier. And then the backstory is after that if there's time.
Yeah, and since this is geared for real estate, how will this tool help a real estate professional earn more money? And one of the things to keep in mind, we are planning to repurpose the live stream. A product demo on a live stream is absolutely fabulous, but repurposed onto a podcast may or may not, but that's something that we'll see what that looks like. But I guess it could be a video podcast, but that's something that we'll explore as far as getting the podcast syndicated. But yeah, this is some good product demo. I would like to have the uh, creator or the expert backstory, AI backstory about AI backstory. Um, what differentiates your company from others in the conversational AI agent, AI agent space.
And then I guess I would like to know if they follow like the different like state regulations. Like, when you're doing prospecting or even just communicating in California versus a different state, it's a lot different.
Yeah, and thank you, Alberto, for bringing that up. New York, and I don't know if you saw this, New York state regulation on AI. Go ahead, Tyler.
I was going to say, since we're marketing globally, yeah, states are really important. I'd also say probably um, how how and if they're following European compliance laws too, because I know they've got some different. I think it's GCPR or what, I can't remember the acronym, but the global compliance, the website.
GDPR.
Yeah, GDPR. All of the global compliance for the international. Um, and I don't know if this is going to come up, and this is going to really depend on the cohort, what non-English capabilities they have, if people's primary audience, and this would also probably depending on the market. If we end up with bilingual cohort members, Spanish is probably number one, and then I'd say maybe French is number two, just depending on who we get.
Yes,
Um,
and I'm fairly certain that Nova Echo absolutely is multilingual. What languages does your platform support? Um, what CRM uh,
integrations.
integrations exist?
What chatbot or other what like how can they actually integrate this into their website or into their different things if they are preferred partners with any existing real estate firms, um, or if they have tools that specifically work. Some of this stuff is stuff that we'll probably need to know beforehand before we ask them that on the live stream.
Um, yeah, and like one of the things too to keep in mind is that we want this to be engaging hopefully as well too. So that's something and this is also going to be I believe co-hosted by Jason Webb here tomorrow. So hopefully he can potentially contribute some thoughts on things. And this is something too, Tyler, that I would encourage us to go to AI and say like, hey, what are some great questions to ask a featured AI expert on conversational AI agents in
I
2025 and see
I
what
actually
kicks.
did that through my best friend ChatGPT. The five categories it came up
Well,
with.
here, just throw it in the document if you could. That would be amazing. Or if you want to screen share it, that's
Yeah,
but we're already 2 minutes past. I always want to be respectful of everybody's time, and I see you hopping in the document here, Tyler. So thank you for that.
um,
But we got our webinar created. Let me I can't remember if I threw that in the chat for people. Let me grab that here. This will be our first webinar that we're facilitating through Foo Events. This is our first Foo Events on WeOwn.Academy. This workflow will likely change here in 2025. As I mentioned, we may be adding functionality to WeOwn events just to support the ecosystem at large, because WeOwn.Academy is just one element of our ecosystem and having the events. But anyway, we'll have the unpack those conversations and opportunities. But let me throw this in this chat for my friends here. Our first webinar on WeOwn.Academy. There's the link. I'm going to throw that in our Signal group, just with the several of us in it here. Always curious to see what that looks like. It's Signal. And I think that that's something that we will update this later, like having a better short description here. Because one of the things that this doesn't have, and it doesn't even have, and I don't know if this is a foo events thing, but like here on the event details, you got to go to the event details tab. And this is just thinking out loud, something that I will put here in the short description to make this easier to read for people. And yeah. All right, cool. Well, I feel really good about getting this done. We'll get the rest of these events created. I'm gonna go before I do that. I'm gonna go through and register for this, and there's probably likely things that can be done to make this process more simple. And this is something that we will absolutely keep in mind, because again, we're wanting this to be as easy as possible for people and wanting to move that functionality to AI agents and workflow automation. But I'm going to stop talking and let anybody else chime in some thoughts before we bring our working group to a close tonight. We will likely be back at the same time tomorrow night. Tomorrow night will be and I'll take a look tomorrow to see if it makes sense to do another working group, but I'm thinking just the one at this time, 9 p.m. Mountain, 11 p.m. Eastern, will be our final pre-launch working group, because we're going to flip the switch and go live for our AI for real estate cohort starting on June 17th, and we will likely continue to onboard the first peers into this cohort through the end of the month, and we'll figure out what that looks like. But anyway, thanks everybody for hanging out. And if anybody else wants to chime in any closing thoughts, I'm going to put my mic on mute and we can call it a wrap.
I'm good. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Good night.